Welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I'm Danielle D, or Coach Danni D, and I help women to create luxury brands by creating processes and tightening their branding. This is where we talk about how to build your business in a way that allows you to work with ease and enjoy your life. My happy space is spending as much time as humanly possible in my pajamas. And I want to help others to find their happy space while still running profitable businesses. So get comfortable and let's dig in. Hello and welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I am your host, Coach Danni D, and I am here helping small business owners to find that work with ease lifestyle for themselves. Um, Part of that comes from learning different business principles, putting certain systems in place, but overall, just trying to create that life that you love, both business and personal, creating the success story that is personal to you. So that's what the podcast is about. I am a luxury brand coach. So I help creative entrepreneurs take their hobby or their just creative interest and turn that into a luxury brand where they're serving their ideal client, they're enjoying what they do, but also having a solid business behind what they do. So that's who I am, and that's what the podcast is about. So today I want to talk to you about a topic that I got some feedback last week that a couple of things I said stepped on a few toes in a good way, in a very good way. Um so if you don't have your steel toe boots on, put them on cuz I'm about to go there. But today I want to talk about accountability partners or just accountability period. But accountability partners is something that comes up a lot in business and just in journeys of growth. We're often talking about asking people to be our accountability partners and creating those types of relationships. The reason why I say about the stepping on the toes is I'm not a big believer in accountability partners. And I'm not saying that it doesn't work or that it never works, but hear me out. Let me explain to you why I'm saying what I'm saying. So I feel as though in most instances, accountability partners don't work. And I'm going to explain to you why, and I'm going to explain to you ways that you can create a relationship that works. What I most often see and what I've most often experienced when somebody says to me, I would like you to be my accountability partner, is a person who lacks accountability, then putting that responsibility on another person. That is not the intention of that type of relationship. And that type of relationship is going to always be problematic. So, for instance, I can remember when my husband and I were doing keto, I was, in a group and I met a few people who were local to me and they wanted to be accountability partners. And at that time, I was very, very disciplined in what I was doing. And just from the initial um, conversation of, oh, well, let's meet up and talk about it. And the meetup spot was at a restaurant that didn't like have very many, if any, keto options. How's that gonna work? So we're already starting off on a bad foot. So we're not in the same space of how we're moving. And a lot of times what we do is we try to attach ourselves to somebody who we think is doing better at a thing than us, or who is more disciplined than us. And then we want them as our accountability partner because they are going to pull us through. Here's the thing: you can't expect other people to pull you through. The weight of what they have to do is heavy enough. They don't need the weight or responsibility of someone else. What an accountability partner should truly be is two people who both have a commitment and a drive towards a thing. Not Stop thinking about accountability partners as someone to hold you accountable, as a one-sided relationship where this person is going to share their accountability with you, and together the two of you are going to succeed. It should be, in all relationships in my opinion, should be mutual. And what it should be is two people who are holding themselves accountable, and by holding themselves accountable are setting an example for each other. Because what happens is when you don't have that commitment from all parties, what happens is as soon as one person starts to fall off, the other person tends to fall off because nobody is committed to the actual goal. You're committed to absolving yourself of responsibility by sharing it with somebody else. That's not what accountability is. Accountability, starts with you. And if you can't hold yourself accountable, regardless of, whether or not you're sharing the process with someone, if you cannot hold yourself accountable, do not ask someone else to do it for you. That is not something someone else can do for you. If you want it, then you'll work for it. If you don't want it, then just say that. If it's not, or if it's not a strong enough pull on you for you to do the things necessary to get it, then just say that. But stop walking around handing off your responsibility for your life, for your business. Well, just says hello, for your life, for your business, for your everything. Stop putting that in the hands of other people. It is not their responsibility. It is not for them to do. And that's the best way also to burn out a relationship. Because what we want to do is we want to build meaningful relationships that are going to carry us through. We want to build community. We want to grow together, learn together. But when you have these one sided relationships, it doesn't end up being this growth experience. It doesn't end up being an experience for longevity, because at some point, the person who you gave your accountability to, the person who you put responsibility on, is going to realize that all of those things are really too heavy. They're going to realize that it's too much, and they're going to have to cut their losses and go on. And that's not helping you anyway. So you may be, you may feel like in the short term you are accomplishing something, but in the long term, you're just stalling. The other side of accountability, because I want to touch both sides of it, sometimes we know that we are partnering up in accountability with someone that's going to keep us safe. with someone who we know is not committed, that we know is not about to go the distance. But it keeps us safe because then we can tip our toe in doing a thing without having to deal with the scary because it's us together. I use the example of learning, like, preparing, running and stuff like that. I'm not a runner, okay? But I remember at one time I was attempting to start running, right? And my husband can definitely outrun me and, he's more into that than I am. So that's not really something that we can do together because if he's trying to accommodate me, then he's not going as fast as he needs to go for his growth, for his development as a runner. So I need to be working with someone who's on my level, or even, even if I have somebody that's a little bit more advanced than me, then I need to be working with that person because they're going to pull me up, but close enough to where I am so I'm not pulling them down. It's the same thing with any other type of accountability. Not saying that I can't ever go and, you know, decide that I'm going to, go and work out with somebody more advanced. But unless I'm willing to go up to their level, it's not going to work because either they have to come down or I have to go up. If I decide that I'm going to stay at my level, then I'm bringing them down. So keep that in mind. And I do believe that you can have accountability partners in a way that is meaningful, in a way that does provide growth, but it's only if you are already holding yourself accountable, regardless of what that person does. Now, once you hold yourself accountable, do the things that you're supposed to do, and you have, a friend, colleague, whomever that is doing the same, then that's when you can look at each other and say, sis, remember you said you was gonna do such and such? Did you do that yet? Or come on, we're gonna go and we're gonna do this thing, to take us to the next level. But pay attention to your relationships. Is it only one of you that's saying, let's go do this thing? Is it only one of you that's stretching outside of what is clear and in front of you? If that's the case, then you need to renegotiate this relationship. I was reminded this week in a conversation about, I don't know, how many of y'all are, Cosby Show fans, but there's an episode where cousin Pam and Charmaine are studying, and Charmaine's making A's and Pam's making C's. And Theo gives Pam some advice about studying after they study together. And she mentions it to Charmaine, and Charmaine says, "Oh, yeah, I do that all the time." So those two were each other's accountability partner, but you got one person who's holding themselves accountable, doing the things that they know personally that they need to be successful. And you have another person that's just relying on that relationship for growth. Accountability partners need to be independently accountable. And then the relationship is about challenging each other to do better. So reimagine, reevaluate, renegotiate your accountability relationships and make sure that they are set up for growth. All right, that's what I have for you guys today. I will catch you guys next week with another episode, another topic. Thank you for listening. Um, I am starting another round of my 6-week luxury brand intensive. That the link will be in the comments. It starts on October 5th. So if you have not signed up for that, I want you to go ahead and sign up so we can get your luxury brand to the point that it needs to be. Um, I also have my Own Your Business Academy. So that is a monthly subscription program. If you are looking to work out some of the core things as far as marketing, branding, pricing, all those types of things, um, they'll each month will be a different topic in that academy. And I will put that link in the bio as well. And if you're just unsure, you want to work together, you know you need a business coach, but you don't know exactly what program is right for you, or you want to look into some one-on-one services, you can always book a discovery call and we can figure out what's best for you. So have a great week. I will see you guys next week, and go out and do something in your business to play big today. Thank you for listening to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I hope you got some great tips to start working with ease. Want to stay connected? Follow me at Your Workflow on Instagram. For more information about building your luxury brand, register for my upcoming luxury brand workshop at CoachDanniD.com.